I have 3 reasons why most photographers fail. Here they are. Number 3 reason why most photographers fail: you don't charge enough. You guys are not charging enough money for your services. Now, hear me out. I know what you guys are thinking. Well, we just started out. We're not that good, or we don't have that much experience, so we can't charge a lot of money for our work, right? Well, maybe not. If you guys are brand new to photography, of course, in the beginning, nobody's expecting you to charge a lot of money. Nobody's expecting you to earn a lot of money in the beginning. You're gonna be doing some free work that's gonna hopefully benefit you as a photographer, but that's gonna be very quick, very early in the beginning. Your prices are gonna be low in the beginning, guys, but we cannot stay low forever. We cannot be a low photographer forever, guys. The prices must go up. When you guys don't charge enough for your photography work, you guys are hurting other photographers. You're not only hurting yourselves, you guys are hurting other photographers in your area. Sometimes it's hard for them to charge $500 for a photo shoot when someone's doing it for $75. You guys see what I'm saying? And maybe the person that's charging $500 is way better and has more clientele, and maybe is not affected by someone doing it for $100. Trust me, guys, they're affected. They might not see it right away. They might not believe it right away. They might be too egotistical to think cheap photographer is hurting them. But trust me, guys, it is. They just don't know it yet. So when you don't charge enough, how are you supposed to earn enough to buy equipment? How are you supposed to have lenses, cameras, tripods? How are you guys supposed to do that if you don't charge enough? It doesn't work, guys. Any business that doesn't charge enough for what they're putting out to their customer is not gonna work. The only time a business can charge low is when they're doing hundreds of thousands and millions of volumes, like in Amazon, like Walmart. And photographers are not Amazon and we're not Walmart. We need to charge enough for our work. And the problem is we don't believe in ourselves half of the time. We don't want to sit there and talk to the customer and stand firm on our ground and on our prices because we're so afraid that they're going to go to another photographer. I know what it's like. I've been there. I had that fear in the beginning as well. But then I also learned to believe in myself and believe in my worth. And those prices went up. And we will have more videos on how to bring up those prices, how to do it incrementally, how to do it gradually so customers don't get sticker shock. You cannot continue to be in business. In the beginning, we expect you to be very cheap, but we don't expect you to stay there forever. If you guys have been in the business 5, 10, 20 years and you're charging low what another person is charging that just started, that's not right, guys. That's hurting the business. It's hurting the photography game, and it's hurting yourself. And it's only a matter of time before that catches up to you and you're a photographer that didn't make it for your work. And I will do a whole video on how to charge what you're worth. Do your homework, look around. What are other photographers in your area charging for similar work? Or if someone's charging X amount for dollars and they're not as good as you, then maybe you should be a little bit more than them. Don't charge the same thing as them, be a little bit more. Look at your work, look at your worth, and then price your price accordingly. Cost of living increases every year. So how are we gonna charge the same thing for a photo shoot that we charged 10 years ago, 5 years ago? And sometimes it forces us to have to come up with minis and have to come up with things that take out of our bottom line. You just don't see it right away. You'll see it in the long run. This is a business. This is not charity. I love charity, but this is a business. We need to charge for our time. That is the most precious thing in the world, is time. And we cannot give our time for cheap. Number 2 reason, guys, why most photographers, it's pride. I've been doing this for 10 years. Trust me. I've seen a lot of them come, but I've seen most of them go. Yeah, it's pride. It's pride because most photographers, guys, they wanted to be a photographer that only does weddings, and now they don't want to talk to someone about real estate photography. Or they wanted to be someone that only wanted to do babies, and now they don't want to do family sessions, or they don't want to do quinceañeros, or they don't want to do baby showers, guys, because they think it might take away from their brand or what they wanted to do or what they're trying to do and accomplish as a brand. Guys, that comes later. You can set your line of what you're doing as a photographer. If you want to go in the baby line, if you want to go into the real estate line, that all comes later. You can't from the beginning be so proud. You can't be so proud and so close-minded and think that your work was only going to be working with models or working with music artists or working with product photography. You cannot do that. You got to let go of your pride, and you got to be available to do different types of shoots and different type of work so that you have enough work in the beginning and in the long run to keep you employed as a photographer, guys. Photographers have so much pride. It's hard to get a photographer to work as a second shooter, y'all. They're too prideful. Oh, trust me, in the 10 years, I've dealt with dozens, if not hundreds. Half of them, most of them, don't want to be a second shooter. Oh, they were afraid that someone's going to see them at the venue, and they were supposed to be John Smith photography, and now they're working for someone else, and that's going to take away from them. And listen, you're not a famous photographer yet. You're not a famous photographer. You're not worldwide. You're not nationwide. They don't even know you in your own city. You think they know you, but they don't know you. Trust me. So you need to let go of the pride. You need to let go of that it has to be John Smith photography on everything and your logo on all the pictures and this and that. Guys, it doesn't work like that. You got to lose that pride. Lose the pride. Work as a second shooter with other photographers. I've tried to do this countless times in my photography career, and it's like pulling teeth. It's hard to find photographers that are willing to be second shooters. I'm willing to be a second shooter, guys, and I've been in this business for a long time, and I'm pretty well known in my area. But guys, most photographers, they don't want to do it. They want to be too proud. They want to pound their chest and be too proud. Don't want to be a second shooter. They're just being too picky. Another reason why they have too much pride is they don't want to delegate their work. They don't want to delegate their editing. They're wearing too many hats as a photographer. Of course, in the beginning, I had to edit my own photos. I had to make my own phone calls. I had to pretty much do everything. As you're in the beginning, you're a very small entity and you need to do it all on your own. You really don't have the funds to hire more people. But as you start to make more money in your photography business, make sure you bring on some help. At times when busy, I've delegated my editing out so that way I can have more time, and I've had people work for me, helping me at the studio, helping me with my edits and talking to clients and staying organized. That goes a long way, guys. So that's definitely something that once you are making a little money, we can't be too proud and wear too many hats and not delegate enough. Right now, since COVID, things are a little slower for everyone. So I'm personally not delegating as many things as I used to because business is not 100% the same as it used to. It's coming back, but it's still a little weird out there, but it's coming back and people are getting out there. People are having the events and they're definitely doing the portraits with their family. So once we get back to rocking and rolling, once we get back to busy time, then you can't wear too many hats, guys. Don't say I have to edit all these photos. Don't say I have to edit everything. Don't say I have to be the one that talks to a customer or texts everything. You do as much as you can, but you need to delegate some stuff so that way you can grow your business, or you have these apps that are going to help you with bookkeeping and help you with contracts, take off some of your burdens so that way you can concentrate more on being a photographer and being an owner. Number one reason why most photographers fail. It's photographers only want to get better as a photographer. They don't want to get better as a business owner. That's it. And they get better as a photographer. They get all techie. They research everything. They look everything up on YouTube. They order in books. They're reading up on how to be a better photographer, how to do this and the rule of thirds and this and that, blah, blah, blah. They get very technical with everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. You have to have that in your arsenal. No doubt about it. But the problem is they're not worried about becoming a better owner. They don't know anything about becoming a business owner. They don't look at photography as a business for some reason. Maybe they think they do, but they don't. You need to start putting in that work, just like you do when you want to get better at taking photos. You need to put in the work to get better as a business owner. So as a business owner, you have to know your costs. You have to know your expenses. You have to know about sales, marketing, networking. You guys have to know all those things to run a business. So you guys just can't continue to just get better as a photographer and neglect being a business owner. Remember, you're gonna be a business owner. You are a business owner. And I guarantee you this, you have more longevity as a photographer or as a business owner if you pay more attention on how to get better as an owner. You need to realize what might be your weakness. Is it sales? Is it marketing? Is it numbers?